Let's take a look at a fifth grader's writing. Sama was asked to write a persuasive essay to the prompt. Some believe 10-year-old kids should be able to stay home by themselves. Using specific details and examples to support your position, argue whether or not 10-year-old kids should be able to stay home by themselves. On the teacher dashboard, her final essay appears after I click Review. To the left will be her technology-based graphic organizer that she completed. Remember to scroll through the entire essay like so, and check what parts of the TBGO have been completed or not, and see how far the student was able to get in the development of the essay. For example, did they evaluate the essay? It looks like Sama did complete the evaluation section of the TBGO. After a quick scan of the student work, I can look at the analytic rubric for persuasive writing. This is where the teacher will score the student's writing and determine the next instructional steps. Now let's score the essay. The first section of the rubric is planning. Let's see how Sama did. She was given 2 prompts and decided to respond to the first prompt here about 10-year-old kids staying home alone. Did Sama check off all the statements to confirm an ability to pick a side? Yes. She selected yes to all 3 statements, so she will receive a 4. I then click Next and go to Goal Selection. I return to the TBGO to determine if the writer has selected an essay goal. Sama selected the essay goal of 3 reasons and 1 explanation. This is an appropriate goal for herself, and she completed the essay goal, so she receives a 4. Same thing with the personal goal. I see the TBGO that Sama made a personal goal of having capital letters at the beginning of all of her sentences. Knowing Sama and her academic needs, this is also an appropriate personal goal for herself, so I click 4. Next, I look at the brainstorm box in the TBGO in the keywords column. She has brainstormed in one way, visualize images, and she has completed most but not all keyword boxes. So she will earn a 3. Then I go to the writing section of the analytic rubric and look at Identify Your Opinion. I return to the TBGO and look at Sama's work in the Identify Your Opinion section. Did she include a complete sentence that identifies her opinion with key vocabulary from the prompt? No, she wrote a complete sentence, but she did not clearly identify her opinion that 10-year-olds should not be permitted to stay home alone. Therefore, she will earn a 2. When I click 2 in the rubric, a pop-up box will appear. If students score less than a 3 on the rubric, an instructional decision must be made. So I look at the box below where it says Instructional Decision. Under the area that needs improvement, Identify Your Opinion will be auto-populated. Next, I write the rationale for why that student received below a 3. This student wrote a complete sentence, but did not clearly identify her opinion. Then, the teacher can select a data decision map to make the next instructional step. Because this area of need is in the writing section, I click the writing map. Because that student did not score a 3 or better on Identify Your Opinion, I go to this first section. Here are my options for instructional decisions. I could assign the student Content Video 4, assign the student How to Video C, or I can check in with the student. Once I hover over Check in with the student, there are several options that I can use. I decide the best check-in option is number 2. To ask Sama how she can make her opinion more clear by using words from the prompt. Now going back to the instructional decision box, I decide to assign Content Video 4 and to use Teacher Check-in 2. Finally, I click Save Rubrics. This will all be saved under View Record at the top. After providing classroom instruction as noted in the instructional decision box, a teacher would continue to monitor student outcomes and student progress. The teacher would do so by returning to the dashboard scoring in the TBGO, documenting new instructional decisions based off the data, and in the teacher dashboard, teachers can track these individualized instructional decisions made over time and determine if they need to make an instructional change. This is the ongoing cycle of data-driven decision-making to facilitate student progress when writing in the TBGO.